Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking to you about everything you need to know about foam rollers. So you've probably seen people use these. If you go to the gym a lot, you've probably seen them around the gym, or maybe you've seen them on Instagram, but maybe you're not sure what these magical things are. What is foam rolling? Why do people do it? Why do you need to do it? So first of all, foam rollers are used for something called self-myofascial release. So all that means in plain simple English is it helps you to relieve sore muscles, helps to kind of break down any like scar tissue, or if after workout you're really sore, it just helps to relieve that lactic acid build up a little bit. So the idea is that it's meant to be like a self sports massage kind of thing. You can get all different types of foam rollers. You can get short ones like I've got here. You can get longer ones that you might have seen in your gym if they have them. And you can get textured ones like this. So you can see these have got all the little lumps and bumps on it. Or you can get ones that are like smooth, so they're more kind of hard foam. I would probably recommend, if you're completely new to foam rolling, word of advice, it is painful. It is quite sore. If your muscles are sore and it hurts when you do it, you probably need to do it. So don't panic, it is meant to be a little bit sore. If you're completely new, I'd probably recommend starting with one of the flat ones if you can. But if you're going to buy your own, I would recommend buying one with all the little lumpy bumpy bits on, because it is just gets in slightly better, gets in a little bit deeper to those muscles. So why do we foam roll? Basically, when you work your muscles, when you work out, even if you don't work out, I think people think it's only for people that work out, but I can probably guarantee if I got my husband to foam roll, which I have before, it would probably be very sore and very tight for him, because as human beings these days, we sit down a lot. We do a lot of sitting down in your car, at work, when we're eating, on the sofa at home watching TV. So we tend to have quite tight glute muscles, and your IT band, which is down the side. I'm going to go over all of these later in this video, so keep watching. So I think foam rolling can definitely benefit everyone. So you might see people foam rolling at the gym before their workout, or maybe after their workout. So the reasons people will foam roll before a workout is because it can help your range, it can help your mobility, and it can help you have a more effective warm-up. So for example, if someone is doing their workout is squats, they might foam roll before so they can get a better depth of their squat in their workout. People will foam roll after a workout, especially if it's been quite an intense workout, to kind of just help relieve the muscles that they've obviously had a lot of work that session, so just help break down any of that lactic acid to help you not be as sore the next day. So it's kind of the same idea of why you should be stretching at the end of your workout. If you're not, what are you doing? You need to be stretching. But yeah, people can then add this in kind of on as well as their stretching. Personally, I like to foam roll not necessarily before or after workout. I just do it as kind of like a rest and recovery kind of thing. I do it probably like 4 or 5 times a week, because I have particularly tight glutes and IT bands, as I'm sure a lot of people probably do. They are basically a really, really great way to just help ease your muscles, release tension, improve flexibility, improve your circulation as well. And if you've got any like tight knots in your legs especially, or your back, or anywhere really, if you've got really sore tight points, where you've maybe got scar tissue or whatever, foam rolling is really, really good, and it's going to be really, really helpful for you. So I'm going to show you some foam rolling exercises in this video so you can follow along. I'm going to do it real time so you can follow along, and I'm going to talk over the top so you can listen to the pointers of what you should and shouldn't be doing. One thing that I will say, definitely please do not do this. Never foam roll over any joints. So for example, never over your neck, like all the knobbly bobbly bones on your neck. Do not foam roll over that. And your lower back. So right at the bottom where it's bony on your lumbar, don't roll over that. It won't be very comfortable. And obviously don't roll over your knees and the back of your knees, because that will be painful. You want to stick to kind of the fleshy parts of the body where your muscles are. That's where you're going to get the most benefit from it. So we're going to start with our quads, so the front of your thigh. You're just going to place one leg on top of that roller. The other leg's going to be to the side, supporting yourself with your arms. Just rolling up and down, just nice and slowly. Don't rush it. and really make sure you stick to the fleshy part of your legs. So make sure you don't roll over your hip flexors, your hip bones, or your knees. That will not be very comfortable. Also, what I'm doing here is I'm just rotating through that leg, so slightly turning it in, turning it out, so you're getting through the inner thighs and outer thighs a little more. And then we're going to swap sides. Just doing that same thing on the other side, really breathing through it. If you find a point that is particularly sore, stop in that point and just breathe into it. So try to release into that pain. That is most likely going to be some scar tissue or a bit of a knot that you've got there. So just try and apply that pressure, breathe into it, try to relax as much as you possibly can. Good. So what you can also do, this is probably a little bit better if you have a longer foam roller, but you can do it on a short one as well. You can take both legs on the foam roller at the same time. So what this does is it applies a little more pressure as you're adding a little bit more weight. So just making it a little bit more intense. And again, just stopping at any points that are particularly sore and breathing into it. Okay, let's move on to our hamstrings. So hamstrings, this one isn't so bad if your hamstrings are normal and they're not too sore. But if you've done lots of deadlifts or kettle swings or hamstring curls, then this one is going to be sore. I'm not going to lie to you. So just take it easy if you know you are already sore. Just rolling up and down. And again, if you want to make this one slightly more intense, you can cross one leg over, stopping at a point where it feels a bit more sore and breathing into it. Again, here, making sure you don't roll over the back of your knee. Just keep to that fleshy bit. Just using the arms behind you there to support you. So you can use both legs or you can use single legs, have a play and see what feels best for you. Okay, next one, we're going to do our IT band. Guys, I'm not going to lie to you, this is the worst one. This is going to be a little bit sore. I can almost guarantee that this one will be tight for everyone. It is kind of fiddly to get into, a little bit awkward, but I want you to lie on one side of the leg to start with, and then support yourself with your arms and the other leg. Bring that over and just support yourself by planting that foot into the floor. As you can see, this one is quite sore for me. Just breathe through it as much as you can. Just stick to the fleshy parts. And if you want to make this harder, if it feels okay, you can make it harder by doing 2 legs up at once. Like I said, that increases the pressure and the weight. That's a little bit too much for me. My IT bands are quite sore, so I'm probably better just sticking to one leg, but by all means, try both legs if you want to. Usually when I do this on my own, I would just stick to the single leg like I'm doing right now, rather than both legs. But feel free to try what works best for you. Remember to stop at a point that is sore and just breathe into it. If you have tight IT bands, it's really important. It's going to be really important for you to foam roll them in, because otherwise it's going to pull on your knees. It can pull on your lower back. It's not going to be good. It's going to cause potentially a lot of referred problems and injuries, which we don't want to happen. Okay, glutes. So first of all, I want you to sit on your foam roller. You're going to take your left leg over and you're going to just twist yourself so you're more on your left hand side. Take your left hand behind you just to support you, and then just rolling around. You're not going to move around too much in this position, but just rolling around to see where you can feel that. If you want to increase that, you can do what I'm doing here. Just gently push that left knee out. You don't have to do that. You can if you want to. Just be really careful with this one, nice and slow. Be really careful you don't roll over your lower back at all. Just stick to the really fleshy part of the glute. Again, if you find a part that's particularly painful, stop, breathe through it, try to release into it. And then we're going to swap sides, taking your right foot over your left knee, right hand back to support you, and just twisting around. You might find that one side is probably tighter than the other,
So for me, I found it slightly harder to feel that kind of deep massage on this side until I twisted around a little bit just to find where I needed it, where that was going to benefit me most. So have a little play, don't give up straight away. Breathing into it when you find a pressure point. Glutes are another one that if they are really tight, they can pull on your lower back, on your IT bands, on your knees, on your ankles. So they can also cause potentially a lot of referred problems. Okay, through the back now. So please be really, really careful with this one. Don't go over your lower back. Don't go over your neck. And girls, please pull your ponytail out of the way, because I cannot tell you the amount of times I have rolled over my ponytail and I've been stuck. So that's not fun. Don't do that. So just bringing your feet up, bending your knees, just using them to walk yourself kind of up and down. I would also recommend wearing a tighter top or just a sports bra for this one, because same with your ponytail, if you're rolling down, if you've got a baggy top, that's going to get pulled under and rolled under as well. So this is a really nice one as well. I love doing this one. I have a really, really tight upper back and kind of through my thoracic part of my spine. So just reaching over the foam roller. The foam roller is roughly around bra strap height on your back. Reach the arms overhead. If you want to, you can try the arms out to the side. That's going to open through your chest, shoulders, and through your back. And if you want to increase that again, you can just extend the legs out straight, reach the arms above. If this is not comfortable, just ease out of it. Or to make it less intense, like I was just doing before, you can just bend the knees in. Be really careful coming out of that one. So we're going to do through the side of the body, or the lats. Just going to reach one arm out, bring it to the side of you, just sliding up and down. So this is another one that you might not think to do, to be totally honest. I don't do this one all that often, and I didn't actually realise how tight they were until I filmed this video. So you're going to get a few faces, because this one was pretty sore for me. There we go. Really breathe into it. If you find a point that is really, really sore, just hold it there, breathe into it like I'm doing now. If it is this sore, as it is here for me, then you obviously need to do it. And like I'm doing here, just kind of prop yourself up with your legs. We're going to do the other side. Reaching the arm out, coming onto the side. Just do whatever feels best for that other arm. You can either put it on the floor or on your hip, whatever works for you. So this side was particularly sore for me, so I just spent quite a little while just holding in that one position. Just breathing into it. So as you can see here, I found one point that is quite sore. So I'm just rocking around through it, just forwards and backwards, just trying to release over that knot, most likely, or perhaps a little bit of scar tissue. And then just releasing yourself off, and we're done.
So those are kind of the main exercises that I would do. As you could see, some of them were very painful because obviously those muscles on me are very tight, especially down my sides here. Ooh, that is sore. I am warning you, yes, it is intense, but it is really important to do, because if you think about, if you're leaving those muscles tight, they're going to be pulling, and a lot of the time what that can do is it can pull down on other parts of your body. So for example, if you had really tight glutes, so if this was really, really tight, that can really, really start to pull on your lower back, which is a reason why a lot of people get lower back problems, is because their glutes are really tight. And if you've got a tight IT band, which is along the side of your thigh, if that's really tight, that can pull on your knee, it can pull on your back, so it can eventually have a lot of referred problems. So it's really, really important that you listen to your body. Where is tight? Where do you feel you need to work? As I was saying, if you get to a point that you're rolling and it's very, very painful, stop and just breathe into it as much as you can. I know it's intense, but I really want you to try and just relax into those positions. So I hope that's been helpful. Let me know if it has in the comments below. Give me a little heart if you enjoyed this video, and if you would like me to do more kind of like rest, recovery, rehabby kind of videos, and I can definitely get that done for you guys. See you in the next video. Bye.